Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocacy Nation Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke. I'm sorry I did not host this episode yesterday, but it's been extremely chaotic here, and I just didn't have the time to host my shows yesterday. So I'm actually hosting four shows today. I just hosted my regular Thursday show, Equality and Rights for All, on Spreaker.com. Now I'm doing a follow-up show to that. And then after I'm done hosting this episode of this show, I will host my regular Friday show, Disabled Reality, on Spreaker.com. And then after that, I'll come back to host another episode of this show, Advocate Information Highway, right here on YouTube. Now, let's get right into today's topic, in which I was just discussing this on my show, Equality and Rights for All on Spreaker.com. And I want to continue this topic into this show because it is extremely important. And the topic is the current impeachment trial in the United States Senate. And Trump is gone. He's out of the White House. And so it's time to move on and deal with the important issues that are at hand. So let's get right into discussing this. First of all, the impeachment part was done in the United States House of Representatives, because that's how the process goes. The House of Representatives do the impeachment part. Then once that is done, it then goes to the United States Senate for them to do the removal part. Okay? Now, like I said, excuse me, um, at the time when the United States House of Representatives did the impeachment part, they had really no other choice because of the simple fact that Trump was still president at that time, and nobody knew if he was going to do any more, if he was going to create any more problems with the uh, transfer of power of presidency. He didn't know if he would, if we didn't know if he was going to, refuse to leave the White House. So, because of those reasons, the United States House of Representatives really had no other choice but to do the impeachment part. Okay, which they did. So in reality, Trump uh, was impeached twice already. Now, part of the process is once the House does the impeachment part, the United States Senate has to do their follow up with that and do um, the voting of the trial of the removal. Now, um, I forgot what date in February that the United States Senate will take up, their part of the impeachment. Um, but anyways, in order uh, for the trial to continue in the United States Senate, there has to be a total of 67 votes. Okay. Now, keep this in mind. I want everybody to follow me on this. Right now, in the United States Senate, there are 50 Democrats and 50 Republicans. Okay, follow the math I just said. It has to be the total of 67 votes. So let's just say, for hypothetically speaking, if all the Democrats in the United States Senate, all 50 of them, say we agreed to have the trial of the removal of Trump, right? You have 50 now. Now, it's already been said that there are supposedly 5 Republicans that are going to side with the Democrats. So basically, that would mean, hypothetically, you now have 55 votes for the trial to remove Trump from office. Now, that's 55 out of 67. So that means you need 12 other Republicans to agree to have the trial of the removal of Trump from office. Now, common sense and intelligence says that the Democrats are not going to get the additional 12 uh, Republican votes that they need. So that's just pure common sense and intelligence. So what does that mean? That means Trump will be acquitted in the United States Senate. Now, once that happens, okay, I beg of Schumer, who is now the head of the United States Senate, and also Pelosi, who, of course, is, as we all know, is the head of the House of Representatives. Once the acquittal does happen, drop it. Drop it. Trump is freaking gone. Now, to is looking at the other side of the coin. If you want to come up with a law or rule or whatever you call it to prevent Trump from getting any post updates from the White House, okay, fine, fine. I could agree to that. If you want to also include that um, uh, Trump would not be allowed to run for any other federal government office, like, in the future, if he ever decided to, fine, fine, no problem. That's a good idea too. Um, so if you want to come up with censoring him on, on things, fine. That's much better than, to having this impeachment trial because he's already gone. How could you vote to remove somebody if they're already gone? So, but anyways, I know it's part of the process, and the process has to be followed, and I understand that. But once acquittal does happen, and clearly anybody with half of a pea brain knows that the acquittal is going to happen, it's time to move on to tackling the important issues that are at hand, like dealing with the COVID-19 vaccines, dealing with the stimulus checks, and so many other important things. It's time to focus on them, infrastructure, whatever else, climate change. That's a big thing. You know, proper gun control reform. So many other important topics that are at hand that need to be dealt with. And let's stop the nonsense. Let's stop the baby bull. Really, it's time to move on. It's time to start acting like adults. It's time to start healing too. Okay? It's time to start healing. Okay? It's time to stop adding fuel to the fire. Yes, there does need to be more security in the United States Capitol. Absolutely. I completely agree with that 1,000%. Is there, um, was it an inside job that, of the riot that happened at the Capitol? I believe it. Absolutely. It was definitely an inside job there too. And that's got to be faced. It's one of the important issues. So let's tackle all these important issues. Let's stop the baby drama, okay, and move on. Let's start the healing process. So, um, now this is just, my point of view. You could take it or leave it, take it with a grain of salt or whatever. But anyways, thinking like an adult, thinking professionally, come on. You know what I said is right. So let's be true, let be true leaders now. True leaders and show true leadership. So with that being said, I want to remind all my fans out there that please, once you're listening and watching my shows here on YouTube, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It'll be greatly appreciated. And uh, don't forget to go to my website, my business. It's Advocate Information Highway. The link to there is awldny.com. And you guys can check out all the pages on there. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.